Ever scroll through your feed and think, wait a minute, how did they get famous?
Hmm.
Well, get ready, because today we're going to dive deep into this new world of social media fame, where bedrooms are becoming studios and going viral is basically the new red carpet.
Yeah, and what's so fascinating about this is it's not just about entertainment anymore. It's like a complete cultural shift, you
Yeah.
know? We've gone from these powerful studio execs handpicking stars to a world where, I mean, anyone with a smartphone and a Wi-Fi connection can theoretically reach millions.
Yeah, it's wild. It really does feel like that old Hollywood system just got completely flipped on its head.
Yeah.
And you said over that study about micro-influencers. These folks with these smaller but super dedicated followings,
Right.
they're the ones actually wielding the real influence now, right?
Absolutely. And it's not even really about the sheer numbers anymore either. It's about authenticity. It's about building those genuine connections. Like, think about it. Who are you more likely to trust? Some celebrity endorsing a product they've probably never even used. Or someone you've like known through their videos for years recommending something they actually genuinely love.
Okay, that's actually making me rethink who I follow. But this whole anyone can make it narrative,
Right.
it's not always as glamorous as it seems, though, is it? Because the sources kind of get into some of the darker sides of this new fame, too.
Yeah, for sure. This like always on mentality, this constant pressure to create and share, it takes a real toll. Imagine living your life like it's a reality show, like 24/7, where every misstep could potentially go viral.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting stressed just thinking about it. And, our sources back this up, too, with some pretty alarming studies about influencer burnout and mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, take, for example, oh gosh, what's her name? Name. One of the biggest gaming influencers out there. Like, at the peak of their career, they completely stepped away from streaming entirely, cited the immense pressure as like a major factor.
Wow.
Yeah, it really highlights the human cost of this always-on lifestyle.
Yeah, that's a really stark reminder that there are real people behind those perfectly curated feeds. But before we get too deep into like the pressures of this new fame, let's rewind a little bit. Like, how did we even get here? How did social media become such a star-making machine in the first place?
Well, it's actually a fascinating evolution. Like, if you think about it, platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they didn't actually set out to create celebrities. They were designed for sharing, for connecting. But then somewhere along the way, audiences found personalities they connected with, stories they resonated with.
Right. And that's where those algorithms come in, right? Like,
Yeah.
the more you engage with certain content or creators, the more the platform kind of feeds you similar stuff. It's like a snowball effect.
Precisely. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because algorithms can be incredibly powerful, especially in elevating new voices, often the ones overlooked by like traditional media.
Totally. Like Addison Rae, for example.
Yeah.
Went from like dance videos in her bedroom to a Netflix deal in what feels like the blink of an eye, a trajectory you'd never see in old school Hollywood.
Exactly. But, her rise also kind of highlights this crucial question. Are algorithms the new gatekeepers? Like, is this true democratization of fame? Or just a new system with new rules, potentially just as biased as the old ones?
Yeah, it's like trading one power structure for another, huh?
Hmm.
But before we spiral down that rabbit hole, let's unpack the reality of this new fame a little bit more. Like, what's it actually like to be a social media star? The highs, the lows, the whole thing. That's next. So we've talked about how social media fame just kind of explodes overnight. But what's the reality behind all those perfectly filtered photos and witty captions?
Yeah, that's where the picture gets a little bit more complicated, to be honest. You see, the same algorithms that can like catapult someone to fame can also kind of trap them in this constant cycle of content creation.
Right? It's like they're always on. Oh, that reminds me. It's like that saying, you have to be twice as good to get half as far. And our sources talked about that pressure,
Yeah.
to be on all the time.
Yeah. It's a unique kind of pressure of this digital age. Like in the past, celebrities had like, periods of work followed by downtime. A film wraps, a tour ends. But for social media stars, their career is directly tied to their visibility. Like, disappear for a week and your engagement might plummet.
Oh, totally. So how do they manage that pressure? It's got to be exhausting. Always trying to stay relevant, always creating that like perfect content.
It's a balancing act for sure. And frankly, it's taking a toll. We're seeing influencers burning out, struggling with anxiety, depression. It's not just about posting a cute selfie anymore. It's about building a brand, managing a business, and like constantly engaging with an audience that demands authenticity, even if that authenticity is, carefully constructed.
Right. And with everyone offering their opinions online too. I mean, that opens the door to a whole lot of negativity.
For sure. The same immediacy that allows for that genuine connection also creates this breeding ground for negativity and hate. It's no surprise that a lot of influencers struggle with online harassment, cyberbullying. It can be incredibly difficult to maintain boundaries when your career literally depends on being accessible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we've got social media stars grappling with this new kind of fame. But what about the old guard? Like, how are traditional celebrities navigating this whole shifting landscape? Are they embracing it? Or are they, like, clinging to those red carpets for dear life?
It's such a mixed bag. Some A-listers totally get it. They use social media to connect with fans in a way that feels genuine, unscripted, like they understand the assignment, you know?
All right.
And then there are those who, well, let's just say, not everyone can pull off a TikTok dance challenge.
You're telling me, oh my gosh, remember when the Oscar-winning actor tried to join TikTok? It was painful. Like watching your dad try to use slang.
Exactly. And that's where the difference in approach is just like glaringly obvious. Like traditional celebrities are used to a certain level of control over their image. It's carefully curated by publicists, agents, you know the deal.
Right. Whereas social media stars basically built their careers on breaking down those walls. It's all about that direct connection with fans, that sense of like realness.
Precisely. And that difference in approach can be super jarring for audiences. It's almost like two completely different languages of fame are colliding. But there's actually another layer to this whole new landscape we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh, do tell.
Let's talk about the business side of all of this. Because unlike traditional entertainment, where studios and labels held most of the cards, social media fame comes with a whole new set of financial rules.
All right, then. Let's talk money. Because let's be honest, those sponsored posts and brand deals, they're not just for the love of the product, right? That's where things get really interesting. We're going to dive into it right after this short break. And we're back. So we've been talking about this wild world of social media fame. You know, the pressures, even those kind of awkward attempts by like traditional celebrities trying to find their footing in this whole new world.
Yeah.
But now, let's get down to like the real game changer here. The money.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame than traditional entertainment, for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about a fundamental shift in how fame actually translates to fortune.
Okay, so break it down for us. We're used to hearing about, like, you know, million-dollar movie deals and these crazy record contracts. How do social media stars actually make their money?
So it all kind of revolves around this concept called the creator economy. Essentially, fans become direct patrons. They're supporting the creators they love directly without those old-school gatekeepers, like the studios and labels we talked about.
Okay, so instead of, like, a cut of a movie's box office, it's about building a loyal fan base that's directly invested in your success.
Exactly. Think platforms like Patreon, where fans pay like a monthly subscription for exclusive content or perks, or Twitch, where viewers can donate directly to streamers during live streams. It's this whole new level of fan engagement and monetization.
It's wild. It's like fans are almost like stakeholders in the creator's career, right?
Yeah, they really are. And it creates this fascinating dynamic because on the one hand, this direct relationship can foster like a really deep sense of loyalty and community, but it also comes with its own set of challenges.
Like what?
Well, this whole reliance on direct fan support, it can be kind of a double-edged sword, right? Like what happens when a creator's popularity wanes? Algorithms change constantly, tastes evolve, it's a fickle landscape.
So it's this constant hustle to stay relevant and keep that income stream flowing.
Precisely. And that's why like a lot of savvy creators, they're actually diversifying. They're leveraging their platform to launch their own product lines, write books, host events. Basically, they're building empires that extend way beyond just a single social media presence.
Right, like not putting all their eggs in one potentially algorithmic basket.
Exactly.
I think that part.
And that kind of leads us to like the big question. What does the future hold for fame in this crazy, ever-evolving digital landscape, you know?
Right. Like, where do we even go from here?
Yeah, like, will we start seeing, like, YouTubers headlining Hollywood blockbusters? Will TikTok dances be a requirement for a political campaign?
Now, that is a thought.
Yeah.
Imagine future historians, like, analyzing viral dance trends for political insights.
It's not even that far-fetched. The lines between entertainment, influence, and even politics are blurring so rapidly. And technology is only going to accelerate that trend. Think virtual reality, AI-generated content. We might even see the rise of like virtual influencers, people who exist solely in the digital realm.
Okay, that's straight out of a sci-fi movie. So we're talking about a future where fame might not even require an actual physical body.
It's a real possibility, and it raises some pretty profound questions like what will it even mean to be famous in a world where reality itself is becoming increasingly virtual?
Wow, it's definitely a lot to ponder. From bedrooms to billboards to the metaverse, the future of fame is anything but predictable.
And honestly, that's the beauty of it. It's this dynamic landscape that's being shaped by creators and consumers alike. You get to decide who you empower with your attention, whose voices you amplify, whose careers you invest in.
So in a way, we're all players in this new world of fame,
Yeah,
whether we're creating the content or just consuming it. And the
exactly.
choices we make as viewers, as fans, as participants in this digital age, those choices are going to ultimately shape the future of fame itself.
Well, that's a pretty empowering thought to end on. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the rise of those micro-influencers to the potential for, like, AI-generated stars. But if there's one thing that's for sure, it's that the world of fame, it's no longer confined to, like, those Hollywood studios and red carpets. It's happening in bedrooms, on our phones, and even in these virtual spaces we're just beginning to explore. So next time you're scrolling through your feed, just take a moment. Consider this whole ever-shifting landscape of fame. Think about who you're giving your attention to, whose voices you're amplifying, and what it all means for the future of how we define celebrity and influence. Until next time, happy scrolling.